Okay, so hope you're keeping well. So today I'm going to start with the tertiary economic activities. So remember, we've done a load already. We've done the primary economic activities where you're working with the land, nature, farming, fishing, forestry, mining. We've done secondary economic activities, which was where you're making and manufacturing a product. We've just looked at all the different industries, Intel, Ahanish. We've looked at the British iron and steel industry. We've looked at Sheffield, why they didn't move. We've looked at conflict between industry and local communities such as the wind farms creating energy. We've looked at how acid rain is created by factories and how it affects our environment. So we've done more than enough in secondary economic activities. Now this would be kind of my favourite out of the three, which is tertiary economic activities, because it's so easy and it's something we can all relate to. Tertiary economic activities is when you're working in a job where you're providing a service. Okay, so it's the services that are provided to people. So they do not involve acquiring or remaking natural resources. So all you're doing is you're working with providing a service to people or a service to a business. Okay, so a tertiary economic activity is providing a service. In a developed economy like ours, in a rich country, there are many services, so many people work in services. Okay, so because we've so many people and we're so rich and we have so many people demanding services, we've a lot of people working in them. In poor countries, very few people work in services because people are too poor to buy or pay for these services. So that's naturally enough. They're not going to have the money to go get their manicure done or get their hair dyed for €120 and blow dried if they don't have the money, if they're poor. So in rich developed countries, there's a demand for services such as hairdressing banks and schools, grind schools, private schools, etc. Okay, so we've loads of different types of services and jobs that you can work in and services you can provide to people. So I looked through them very quickly with you. So if you work in business services, you might work as a tax consultant. So like you might open up your own business in future. You might be selling, you might make kitchens, you might be a carpenter and you might make kitchens for people's houses. You might need to hire a tax consultant to make sure that they look after your taxes. Accountant would do the same. Advertising agency. Again, you are a big supermarket like SuperValue. You need to get your advertising out there every week. How do I do that? Go to an advertising agency. They'll have all the know-how. They'll know how to set it up for you. You're providing a service to somebody else. Distribution services is providing a service with getting people or goods around. Okay, so you're distributing people or goods. So that would be transport. So anyone that's working as a bus driver, train driver, a tram, metro driver, taxi driver, a pilot, they're all transport, so they're all working in services. A lorry driver, he transports goods. I mean, look at us in the middle of this pandemic, in the middle of COVID-19. So many people are shopping online at home and they can't get enough people to fill in the courier jobs, the lorry driver jobs, because they can't deliver the goods quick enough. Bus driver, like I mentioned, a courier. Communication services, you're providing a service if you're working with writing a newspaper. So if you're presenting the news, and my God, I don't envy their job at the moment because they have to tell us how many deaths there are each day, or maybe the ease of restrictions that they'll have coming down the line, or when sport will be able to start again. So that's providing a service to us. We all tune in every night. Radio, love listening to it myself. I think so many people are tuning into radio nowadays because it's a welcome distraction from all that's going on. So radio is providing us a service. Newspaper editor, love picking up the newspaper, love reading the headlines. You have the Irish Independent, you have the Irish Times, you have the Corkman. So they're all providing us a service because we're able to go in and buy the paper and read the news. Financial services would be your banks, AIB, Bank of Ireland, Ulster Bank, Permanent TSB. Your credit unions, you have your own local one in town. Legal services. So that would be, say you're in trouble, you need to go to court, you need to hire a lawyer, you need to hire a solicitor, the judge that's in the court to decide on the cases. They're all providing a service to all of us. So the court workers, the stenographer, the lady that types up everything that's said in the court, the solicitor, the barrister. If you're working in leisure and tourism, you're providing a service. Like when you and me go on holidays, when I go to France, I expect that there's somebody there inside in the hotel desk to check me in. I expect that there's someone there in the morning to serve me the breakfast. Go to Disneyland Park, I expect that there's workers there to let me into the park. You know, so you expect people to provide a service to you, but you pay for it. Hotel workers, waiting staff, greenkeepers. If any of you like golf or your parents are into golf, want to keep the green nice and tidy. If you work in a construction job, you're providing a service. Block layers, plumbers, plasters, electricians, they're all providing you with the service that you need to get your house up and running. Oops. If you're working in teleservices, in case you haven't a clue what that is, that's really call centres. So it's a call centre operator. So say you want to book your hotel booking, but you don't want to book it online, you'd rather just ring the number. So usually some hotels, you don't ring them directly, you're actually ringing a number that connects you to a call centre. And there's literally a lady sitting at the desk and she will just book you into that hotel. Or flight bookings, like with all the cancellations now at the moment with Ryanair and Aer Lingus, to cancel your flight, you have to ring that number and you're really getting through to a call centre, okay? Repair services, so services that they're providing, mechanics, your car breaks down, you need somebody to repair it. School maintenance, caretakers, they're all providing us with a service. Personal services would be doctors, not feeling great, going to go to the doctor, you pay him your 40 or 50 euros. Teachers, we're providing you with a service. I'm here at home and I'm recording myself every day and putting up the stuff online for you. If I'm inside in school, I turn up every day for my classes, I provide you with the work. Dentists, you need a filling, you need an extraction. Hairdressers, which we're all longing for at the moment, but hairdressers provide a fantastic service. Administrative services is office work. So who would they be? Anyone working for government jobs? Anybody working in the Department of Health, Department of Education, they're all flat out at the moment. Anybody working in the offices, doing any office work is administrative services. Okay, so there's the list of services, all the list of jobs that you could work in, or the list of services you could provide to people. Now, the service we're going to actually look at is we're going to look at tourism, which was number 6 there. And thankfully, it's the only one we need to look at with regards to this whole chapter, this whole section. And I love this because we all love holidays, we love going on holidays, and we dream again of the day that we can go on one. So, tourism as a service. Many regions offer tourist services and facilities. I'd say there isn't hardly a part in the world now that doesn't try to draw tourists in. What are the different tourist regions that we have? Well, you've got areas of natural beauty. So what might spring to mind there is the Kerry coastline. I'm thinking of Dingle and I'm thinking of Skellig Island and all them. Recreational and sporting facilities. I'm thinking of golf courses. I'm thinking of Croke Park up in Dublin. I'm thinking of the Aviva Stadium for the rugby. Beaches and coastlines. I'm thinking of Clare particularly, actually. The coastline of Clare with their lovely beaches. Even think of Ballybunion and the coast of Kerry. Beautiful beaches and beautiful coastlines. Cliffs. Cities, Dublin springs to mind. It attracts most tourists into it because it's got loads of nightlife, shopping, entertainment to offer. Okay, so that's all the different types of, I suppose, touristy regions that we have within Ireland, and other countries have them too. So if we look at the tourism industry in Ireland, we are an important tourist destination. Okay, we're not as important as France or Spain, but we really, have our fair share of tourists coming here. We get over 8 million visitors every year. Think of the amount of money that brings in. That's why they're panicking at the moment, because tourism is shut down and we're afraid that those people will be afraid to come here in the coming months or in the coming year. So we want to remind them that, hopefully when it's safe to do so, please come back, come visit us, spend your money. It'll keep everything going. Like they were saying with the Rose of Tralee now being cancelled, that the economy of Tralee, the hotels and all the businesses will lose like 50 million just because in the month of August that the Rose of Tralee is cancelled. So tourism is a big, big money spinner, and it's a big job employer as well. We're not a mass tourism destination like France or Spain. They get mass tourism, as in they get like 30 to 50 to 60 million people coming in every year. But tourism is still important to us. It brings in money and it brings in jobs. Okay, so you have the Wild Atlantic Way. Actually, going back to that, you have Tourism Ireland. They market us overseas. I've often been over in France and seen advertisements actually for different parts of Ireland trying to attract French tourists to come over here. You have the Wild Atlantic Way. They've really marketed that something huge the last few years. It's basically travelling from the north all the way down to the south of Ireland, all along the coastline, taking the off the path route, I suppose, off the track, So what you need to do for this section is you just need to be able to talk about 4 different tourist destinations in Ireland. So the first one we're going to look at is areas of natural beauty. Okay, so we're going to zone in on one particular area so that you have a case study and an example for that. So the area of natural beauty that we're going to focus on is County Kerry. So very close to you, so you'll be familiar with a lot of this. So County Kerry is one of many areas of outstanding natural beauty in Ireland. It has many attractions. You could also say Cork has, West Cork, But I suppose just looking at County Kerry, it has fabulous places of natural beauty. It is an area of natural beauty. And we can talk a lot about Killarney here. So it has loads of mountain ranges. It has the McKilliguddy Reeks. It has the deep glacial valleys. You're looking at loads of, like, it looks like holes on the mountains there. That's where the glaciers plucked chunks of rock and left deep gaps and holes, big valleys inside in the middle of the mountains. So those glacial valleys provide fabulous scenery for tourists. The McGillicuddy Reeks includes Carntoohil, our highest mountain. So for any mountain climbers, hill walkers, that would really attract them. I mean, look at the views. You can see the glacial valleys, you can see down into the lakes. It's fabulous. That's the area of natural beauty. So the mountain ranges, the scenery, the McGillicuddy Reeks, the hill walking, mountain climbing. Many visit the Gap of Dunloe. Many of you will have visited it. So you can travel through those deep glacial valleys. You can see the pretty lakes and the steep rugged sides. Now you mightn't remember a lot of the vocab that I'm teaching you here, but you'll say tourists like to visit the Gap of Dunloe because of the glacial valleys and it's such pretty lakes. Okay? Tark Waterfall. Sure, I mean, who hasn't been there? Beautiful waterfall, very literally in Killarney. Shows you outstanding natural beauty of the area. The lakes show you the natural beauty. Major attraction. You can get a boat ride on the lake. Visitors take guided lake cruises from Rosscastle all the way over to the lakes over to, we'll say, Muckross. You can also view Muckross House Estate. So talk about the area of natural beauty, County Kerry, so the mountains, the Gap of Dunloe, Tark Waterfall, Carntoohil, the Lake of Killarney, Rosscastle, Muckross House Estate. Ladies Viewpoint, Moll's Gap, viewing the beautiful glacial lakes and looking at the lovely scenery. We have also spectacular coastal scenery. So what other beautiful areas of natural beauty have we? We've got Dingle Bay. Okay, don't forget to mention that. Maybe you went out to see fungi one time. So Dingle Bay, Kinmare Bay, areas of absolute outstanding natural beauty. Skellig Michael, and you might recognise that from being famous with the Star Wars. There wasn't a section of the film there. So Skellig Michael. The Ring of Kerry, that allows you to drive all along the coast and see the beautiful areas of natural beauty. Okay? The Dingle Way is a walkway that you can walk from Tralee all the way around Dingle, pretty long trek, but tourists love that. So that's showing you all the beauty of the natural landscape and the coastline. So the Dingle Way walk. So there's a lot of areas of outstanding beauty. Okay, so I don't need to repeat that natural area of beauty in County Kerry again, because you can watch back this video. The second area in Ireland that we could attract tourists into are beaches and coastlines. So I'm going to focus in on County Clare, all right, because they've a lot. They've got the Burn, they've got the beaches in Kilkee, they have the Cliffs of Moher, they've a load going on there, okay? So beaches and coastlines. So they've beautiful beaches to attract the tourists in. They've got the Cliffs of Moher, which is attracting 700,000 visitors each year, nearly 1 million visitors each year. So that'll tell you that they do love coming over to look at our beaches and coastlines. So I suppose the Cliffs of Moher is the coastline side of it. They rise up to 220 metres. They're very steep. They're very spectacular looking. The tourists love to visit them. You can walk the Burn Way. So that shows you the beautiful coastline. So that's like the Dingle Walk. This is the Burn Walk. So for hiking. Loop Head has been voted one of Ireland's most attractive coastal locations. So in this you're talking about the beaches and the coastline. So in County Clare the coastline is spectacular. You've got the Burn Way, which shows you all the beautiful views of the coastline. You've got the Cliffs of Moher, 700,000 visitors visiting it. You've got Loop Head. You've got the Burn, all the limestone rock, the clints and the grikes. Attracting tourists in because it's such a unique karst landscape. It has all the Stone Age antiquities, the dolmens, it has rare flowers, it has the limestone caves at Alwee with its stalagmites and stalactites, Alwee caves. So they're all along the coastline. Then looking at the beach side of it, you have the seaside resorts such as Kilkee and Lahinch. Now just remember one of them, one name will do. So Kilkee, so they have the sandy beaches, clean waters, they get their blue flags for their clean waters every year, for sunbathing, for building sandcastles, for sailing, for surfing, for fishing. You know, think of all the things that attract tourists in. What else have they in Lahinch? They've got the golf course. This is all along the coastline. So you just talk about as many things that you can remember as possible. Okay? So the coastline in County Clare has the Cliffs of Moher. It has the Burn Way Walk. It has Loop Head. It has the golf course to show you the coastline, and then the beaches side of it. It has Lahinch, it has Kilkee, it has the beautiful sandy beaches, it has the clean waters, the fishing, the surfing, the sailing, the swimming, the sunbathing. Okay, you have the Burn, and you have the Aloe Caves. So there's absolutely loads there. So again, I don't need to go back over that. Watch the video again to make it settle into your mind. The third thing I'm going to look at, and that will interest a lot of you, is regions in Ireland that offers recreational and sporting facilities. So recreation means leisure, what you do in your pastimes, what you do for leisure, okay? So we're going to focus on Dublin and the east of Ireland. So over in that region, you've a lot of golf courses. So Portmarnock, if you want the name of one of them, is a golf course in Ireland that actually has a coastal location. So it has the sand dunes and everything, and the golfers absolutely love that. Okay, so Portmarnock is absolutely ideal. You can see it up in the top right hand corner of the map there. So brilliant golf course. It has the sand dunes, ideal for golfing. Further down south, near Dublin, again in the east of Ireland, they can go down to the Wicklow Mountains. That's enticing in hill walkers. So again, remember, sport, recreation, hill walkers, anyone that likes to do hiking. The Wicklow Way, like the Burn Way and like the Dingle Way, they're popular with walkers. Glendalough, I mean, absolutely beautiful. Look at the lake, like it's spectacular, showing you the natural beauty. Again, you could go boating there. Try to bring it back into recreation as well, leisure, just relaxing, leisure and sport. And you also have the monastery at Glendalough as well, so for historical things. So sailing and other boating activities. Where can you do that up in Dublin in the east? You can do it in Howth and Dunleary. So loads and loads of people up there into yachting, and they really attract loads of people in from Outfarn every year to do yachting around the coast of Dublin. They even have the races and everything that go on. So you can see where Dunleary is there. It's a prime coastal location, so it's attracting in boating enthusiasts, people into yachting and boating. They even have their own yachting marinas. I mean, seriously, we didn't even think they probably existed in Ireland. If you're into your team sports, you've got Croke Park for your hurling, your GAA. You have got the Aviva Stadium for rugby. Okay, so that's going to the sports side of it. So you've recreation and you've sport, so for leisure and sport. For horse racing, you've the Curragh in County Kildare, so that's very, very close to Dublin. So you're still getting in the east and the Dublin region. That's all sport. In Dublin City, you've Stephen's Green, so that's for leisure. A park in the middle of the city where you can walk around. You've got the National Museum inside in the city. That's recreation. You've got the Three Arena, that's recreation. You go and you want to relax, you want to enjoy a concert. It can hold 14,500 people. Okay, hope you're alright with that. The final destination that we have in Ireland are cities. So of course we're going to look at Dublin City, we'll look at a little bit of Cork City as well. Loads of you could talk about this without me even telling you. Dublin is a popular tourist attraction. It attracts in most of the tourists coming into Ireland because it's got our international airport. It's their first place that they land. Dublin Airport brings most tourists in directly into Dublin. You've got the Temple Bar area, fierce popular. They love coming over there because they get to see the real culture, the traditional Irish music, the bars. They get to see literally what the Irish culture is like. Christchurch Cathedral, they love visiting that because it's spectacular, well kept. Leinster House, they want to see where our government is held. The National Museum, they want to learn a little bit about our history. What else have we got up in Dublin? The Abbey Theatre, to see a bit of our culture, what plays have we going on. The Gate Theatre. The Three Arena, like I mentioned earlier, for concerts. Many people come over here for concerts, like we will go over abroad as well. Grafton Street for the shopping. Haven't we all shopped when we went abroad? Trinity College to see the Book of Kells, like the Obamas did a few years back. The National Gallery, if you're into art and you're a tourist. The Spire in O'Connell Street up in Dublin to see a bit of our history. Cork City is also a major tourist attraction. Now, I would encourage you just talk maybe about Dublin City, just talk about one. But if you look at Cork City as a tourist attraction, we've got Blarney Castle, we've got Kinsale, not too far away with its seafood restaurants. So you just talk about everything that a city has to attract it in. We didn't even mention the amount of hotels that Dublin has to keep all these tourists. So I hope that helps. Do watch back the video because it really, really will help you understand it. 4 areas of tourist attractions.